Okay, appreciate everybody being here. Really appreciate our players, you know, and the way they fight, and the way they don't flinch, they don't blink. They just, no matter what happens, they keep coming back and playing the next play, this play, one player after another. And I'm very proud of them for that, and I respect them greatly for the way they approach the game. So defense was just off the charts. I mean, that's one of the best defensive performances that we've seen out here in a long time. To hold that offense down the way they did, to hold that rushing attack down the way they did, the play action passing game that they have, the boots, the hard play actions, the chunk passes. They had a few. Thus far, our guys played tremendously well across the board on defense. Our edges were especially good. Of course, we talked about Tyus, but Adafe, we mentioned him too. But the other guys as well. I mean, how about Justin Houston? You know, I mean, you know, we don't talk too much about him, right? I joke with him. I said, kind of like you run silent, run deep, but you're playing great football, and he is. And I'm just proud of the guys. And offensively, you know, we had the turnovers, but they didn't blink either. Came back and quit fighting. This guy right here made a bunch of plays. The other guy sitting right there, talking about Mark and Lamar, came back and made plays when they had to make them. And how about the 0 touchdown and all-out blitz they put up in the red zone? And Lamar backs up, finds Mark. Mark works his way open and make that throw like that, and to make that catch and to get open. That's the kind of stuff that wins you football games. So just proud of these guys across the board.
John, back to Patrick for a second. He's very humble about it, but I mean, you know, he's doubled over in pain. You can see it come to the sideline. He goes back out onto the field. What does it say about him as a player, as a person, and the mentality of the team?
That's a great point. I mean, Sal, it's who he is. I mean, he was in major pain. That's a rib, you know, and that's the kind of thing that, you know, have you had a broken rib before? I have, you know. It sticks with you too. Those things hurt a lot. So, just the kind of person he is. He really wants to be great. He really wants to be he wants to be a great linebacker. He sees Ray Lewis up there in the box on the big screen, right? That's the kind of the bar here, and sort of in a way. And I know he takes that very seriously.
John, was it a broken rib situation for?
I don't know if it's broken or not, but I know it was his ribs. Yeah. See, you know, you're tricky. You try to trick me.
I didn't want to play.
You know, when he jumped the first play, the first drive, it was like reminiscent of Ray Lewis jumping Eddie George in the Tennessee game, right? Where he just shot the gap. He knew the play was coming.
That was before I got here, wasn't it? Yeah. I can't comment on that. I remember the one in San Diego, the 4th and 3 in San Diego.
Yeah.
We'll go with that one. Darren Sproles, right? Ray Lewis. And how about Marshall Yonda today? Okay, shout out to Marshall. Marshall spoke to the team last night, and was Marshall going to the Ring of Honor?
Yes, next year.
Next year. What are we waiting for?
We do one a year. Hello to this year.
Oh, okay. Okay. So we digress.
John, you mentioned what you did against their running game, of course, and you asked a lot of some interior guys. I mean, just playing a lot more than they normally do, whether it was Matabike or Brandon Williams, who've been hurt. I mean, how did you feel like those guys sort of stood up to that challenge?
Well, they were great. Justin Ellis. I mean, Justin Ellis has been doing it all year. Nobody ever mentions Justin Ellis, you know, and I need to mention him more. He's been playing great football. Broderick Washington went in there and played excellent football. I'm just proud of those guys.
Coach, you guys did a really good job. It's been a point of emphasis all season, but you did a good job tackling. Was that sort of point of emphasis in this game with the way the Browns run?
Well, you have to. You got to square people up, and you got to get a big chunk of ball carries. Our guys are doing a much better job of that. I think we're reacting quicker, top down in the passing game as well, getting more people to the ball. It was a good tackling game.
John, did you get a better explanation on the fake punt that they stopped, and was that handled correctly?
I think it was after we got the explanation. It was disappointing. I mean, I'm surprised they blew it in play so late, but that's the rule. You know, you have to wait till they blow it in play, and we'll have to be more aware of that in the future.
John, the way things have gone this year with a lot of crazy endings, talk about the last 6 or 7 minutes when Lamar runs, it takes 5.5 minutes off the clock, and then the defense closes it out.
Right. Well, that's such a great point, Peter. I mean, for offense to come out there, like that, and just say, you know what, they just have that resolve. And to run the ball the way we did, Lamar to make the plays that he made, to take the time off the clock, and we were really one call away from being able to finish the game with our offense, which would have been great. But then to get it back in field goal range, we're out of field goal range. Lamar and the offense get us back in field goal range. Of course, you got Tuck, makes a huge kick with those guys, and then But then the defense is out there, and it's a 4-down situation. I mean, they've got an opportunity with really plenty of time because they're going to go for it in every 4th down. And that's a tough situation for a defense to be in sometimes, but to get them off right there on the 4 and out, it's a great accomplishment, and I'm proud of those guys.
Edge rushers, right? So often the edge rushers, people focus on sacks. You got a guy like Tyus Bowser who you ask to do so much more. How have you seen him really grow in the last 2 years or so?
Well, he's really become a dominant rusher, you know, and he's not doing. We've got good pass rushers, and we got really good edge rushers, you know, and we got good inside rushers too. I mean, Matabiki does a nice job, but I just think that the whole group is doing a great job, and Ty is probably kind of leading the way a little bit, but all of them, Adafe, Justin, they're just doing tremendously well. I mean, we were rushing the passer. We didn't have a lot of sacks. How many sacks did we have? 3, so that's good. But there was a lot more that could have been sacks. You know, there's a lot more, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but then he made the
You know what I'm saying?
broke up the pass over the middle, and he made
That weren't exactly being blocked either. What was that?
He broke up the pass on 3rd down and made the tackle on 4th.
Yeah, that's Tyus. I mean, he got the game ball in there for that. I mean, the guy was all over the field, and that's what he does. I mean, he just does everything. He covers receivers. He does everything. I'm proud. Yeah, you love him. You gotta love him. I'm proud of all these guys.
John, not many teams are able to win, historically win, when after having 4 interceptions in a game. What does it say for Lamar, the team, to overcome those turnovers?
Right, that's what I was trying to say to start with. I mean, it's just a really challenging circumstance, you know, and nobody gets flustered. You know, it starts with Lamar. I mean, Lamar is a guy that, you know, he makes so many plays for us, and you know, of course, the quarterback, you know, the interceptions, one of them was tipped, whatever, but, you know, he wants those plays back. He's mad about him. He's a massive competitor, yet he doesn't let it take control of him. All right, he's able to push it aside, and he's able to go play the next series and give you great football. You know, it's really a rare trait. You know, and to me, that's one of the things that makes him the quarterback that he is. That's why I'm so excited that he's on our team. One of the reasons.
All right.
All right, good. Thank you.